So I'll never forget, years ago, this was probably 10 years ago, I was at a Chick-fil-A, and I don't know, I was eating by myself for some reason, and these two young guys were sitting at the table across from me, and I guess they had been talking about politics, and I just overheard them say, or one of them said to the other, yeah, you know, man, I used to be conservative, but they've just gotten so far to the right that I can't support them anymore. And I started to get up and go explain this to him, because this is something people have to understand. This one political group believes in objective, immovable truths. Okay, they believe in the conservation of ideas worth conserving. Okay, so the actual fundamental framework by which they are operating necessitates that they don't move on positions. The other one is called the progressives. Now, the word progress obviously implies a standard by which you can judge and determine whether or not the change is actually progress or just change for change's sake. They end up obviously devolving into change for change's sake, because their worldview doesn't hold that there is necessarily an objective moral grounding for their values and for their ideas, and that they have to adhere to those. They're constantly just trying to change. I think it was NPR's president literally said sometimes that the search for truth gets in the way of progress. What does that mean? That is an incoherent, just unintelligible statement. It's insane. So the consequence is that if you don't have readily in your mind commitment to, as a concept, objective moral truth, so as to be looking for which ones are objectively true, and figuring out what framework, how to construct your framework in such a way as to align with objective moral values, then what happens is one day you wake up and the other political group across the way looks a lot farther away. Man, they've gotten really far away. They're radical over there. They haven't moved. You've moved.